That's not human! That's not human!
These Japanese men, celebrating at night, encounter something odd as their camera captured a disturbed woman sitting alone, glancing at them, almost jealous of their celebration. And what follows next is something no one could have ever predicted. Watch.
その女の人はなんか居当たりがない。全然ないし。じゃあよっちゃんピュピュ。いいんじゃん、綺麗なんじゃん。まだ手振ってんだから相当呼んでるよ。でもちょっとあれおかしいな。おい、やばいやばい。
Completely distraught at what they just witnessed, they all take a moment to gather themselves, not knowing the woman was staring directly at them in the bottom right corner. Watch.
おい、大丈夫かお前。
That's not human! That's not human!
It is very hard to listen to that call to that 911 tape without becoming somewhat unnerved.
On July 31st, 2021, Pender County, North Carolina, 911 operators received a very chilling call when a man driving late at night reported witnessing a man bleeding on the side of the road. And then moments later, he explained something truly horrifying, jumped into the bed of his truck. Watch.
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
I'm on 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53 East. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
Now you can hear a loud thud as something drops into the bed of his truck, and when he takes a look at his rear view, he sees a pale, light-skinned humanoid figure. Now watch how he describes it in detail about what's happening.
There's something in the bed of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
According to the CAD notes and the deputy reports, this thing jumped into the back of his pickup truck and began to actually beat on the top of the cab of his truck. You could actually hear something beating on the top of the truck. The caller stated that it was beating and scratching on the top of the cab of his truck. He actually stated that he was able to engage his bed light and was able to somewhat identify this object that was in the back of his truck. At some point, he was able to slam on his brakes, and the force of inertia actually threw this thing out over his hood and onto the highway, where this thing stood up in the roadway, made its way to the wood line, and disappeared in the woods.
Now some commenters were linking the caller's encounter into two possibilities. Either the moon-eyed people, which are described as small pale skin-like figures with sensitive unusual eyes, or the pale crawlers, which are modern cryptids often seen at night as well. But what do you think this was? After knowing a body was found in this very room, this man decided to still go ahead and rent it because of how affordable it was. Now he told others around him that he'd leave if anything got too crazy. But later in this video, you'll start to see his behaviors become more irrational and disturbing. Watch. After leaving the apartment indefinitely, the man was taken home by his relatives, where they stated that his behaviors didn't seem to return to normal, and it looks like he left a lasting mark on his life forever. In this video, a Japanese cab driver is seen en route to picking up a fare until something shows up on his camera in the backseat of his car. Pay close attention.
入り込んでる。
Now a full apparition appears to the point where you can actually see the full structure of the woman's face on camera. Now this freaked a lot of people out and left many people to speculate on what truly went inside in that cab. But what do you make of this video? In 2010, a Japanese couple moved into their first apartment together, where they started to witness horrifying levels of paranormal activity. Now the apartment before moving in was not listed as a home that was haunted. It was only after they settled in where the poltergeist activity started to pick up. Watch. The noise was so loud, coming from the kitchen, that her partner actually woke up from bed to check on what's happening. Now in disbelief about what is happening around him, he starts to calmly pick out the plates around him as well, until something that made my skin crawl happens right behind him. Watch. As we all saw, a woman's face appears right behind the kitchen towards the living room, poking outwards looking at him. Now his girlfriend was first to spot this and immediately runs away. Now at first, they were thinking it was an aftershock that made all these dishes fall, but after seeing the figure behind them and the plates moving erratically, it was no mistake that this actual home was extremely haunted.